E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be our second matchup of today, our second semi-final of sorts. It's going to be pro100 facing, or Prosto, forgot already, versus Vega Squadron. Joining me once again will be Harry, and well, I know I'm favoring one team relatively heavily going into this one. I want to know your thoughts, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think, both of us really favoring Vega Squadron. I think that's something, we can agree on.
Yeah.
That said, Preston have really impressed me with how, they have been playing. I think they have some talent in that team, which, definitely could shake things up. I mean, we've seen Smike and Kenza being a driving force behind Presto. Flaric having games where he steps up and goes huge, within the team, and others where he falls silent. If they, if he shows up today along with the rest of the team, then I could definitely see this being made competitive. But I do just think on the basis of experience, how long they've been together, how the sort of caliber of teams they've played against, you've got to be looking at Vega Squadron, right?
Yeah, and in terms of the map pool as well, I don't think they're going to be too disappointed. They don't particularly play a whole lot of nuke. I suppose I should probably bring this up on the screen as well so everybody can actually have a look at how the veto went down. Go, and yeah, we can see the maps will be Cash, then Nuke, and then finishing off with Mirage. And I think even if they manage to steal Nuke away, which I think is a possibility, as it's a map that Prosto seem happy to play, Mirage is still another very good map. We saw, obviously, Tengri, I think, has been our outstanding team on Mirage thus far, but the only team that's beaten them has been Vega Squadron. So it's sort of a scary prospect that the three maps, two of which are sort of highly in favor, and the second one, even Nuke, we saw them absolutely destroy the Academy of Team Spirit just 2 days ago. So I do worry a bit for Prosto, but as you said, it is still possible that they can step up in this sort of situation and really have a big game. We've seen some great individual players. I think Kenza and Smike as a duo in some of the maps were incredible. And going onto a map like Cash, sometimes just having your aim on point and having those entry fraggers doing well can actually be enough.
Yeah, well, straight away, look at this buy coming in from Vega. They only have 2 players with armor. Instead, we got the raid boss up on Hachi. Well, then we also have 2 smokes and the Molotov. So, already aggression out through mid. And oh no, Mer gonna go to get them both. Crush and Flank both go down on an unwarranted mid aggression very early on, trying to take the fight to Vega Squadron, which they do. And Mer will be quick to shut them down with the Deke. Swift headshots, now trying to make their way out through mid. I'm going to be contending with death, but they're just going to go ahead and push him head on. Hachi to drop him out the equation. Flanking around in towards B. A lot of pressure on Kenza to try and hold this back. And 2 star players for Prosto left. Make that just Smike, as Kenza will go down. They still haven't even found a frag, and Smike in the 1v5 trying to make his way back in, but Vega, they're so confident. Look at all this aggression into CT.
They're not willing to wait around for that bomb. It's going to be forcing Smike back, and a flawless pistol round every single person staying alive for Vega. The 2 players to actually purchase up upgraded pistols are the ones to do the majority of the damage. And now, well, that's exactly what we see over on the CT side. Investment into 3 Deagles, a 5.7 and a CZ, up against a couple of AKs, MGs, and well, Vega starting things off very confidently already. See how that continues. round at least. It seems like the T's taking their time. Not going for any major aggression. Patience seems to be a key part of it.
The one weird thing here is that no one from Prosto really buying up head armor, which, considering they're up against the UMPs now, and they knew that if they were going to be in play, this would be the round to do it. It's a bit of a curious decision to make, but it does at least absolve them from the aim punch. They're going to try and go aggressive in through a main. I'm going to push in. No one going to be here, though, for Vega. All the info heard by Kashanda there over towards Squeaky, now pushing in towards B as Vega. They go charging on in. Crush over in CT spawn. Kenza on the site trying to hold this back, and Crush able to find the first into the smoke with the Deagle. Does get one. Now Kenza peeks out as well. These Deagles doing some serious work. JR able to find one back in return. Does scavenge the AK. Will be the 3-on-4. The bomb going to go down, but the retake already knocking on their door.
Cleanup crew seems to be in as just about surviving on the site will be JR. He's able to get that bomb down. Now, a low player, meaning that it's possible, but very aware of where his opponent currently sits. Able to clean things up. The rifles will survive, and the force buy, although doing a nice amount of damage, does fail. They look like it was in a really good position. I'm a bit disappointed we didn't see some spam going through that box on the B side, because I think that would have been enough to finish off JR. CT side investing into a P250 and a flashbang. Nothing really in terms of hope in this round, and well, JR's just going to stick with a P250. Doesn't want to purchase up the AWP as of yet. In fact, he can't, but will invest into a pistol just to make sure he still has some sort of potential to get a kill if people are attacking him.
And 4 players Presto over here towards B. Chopper going to find himself here alone. Things could get hairy and he could go down, but there is the trade potential from JR over in Vents. There's the danger he could get knifed on the peek on in as well. It's a very strong spot that Kenza is playing. Smite going to be the first man to go down. Kenza still just sitting under the vents. Playing the close angle. He's looking to try and get the knife here onto the player up in vents, but doesn't look like they're going to give him the satisfaction. Instead, just bypassing him completely. They've grabbed the man advantage. They're working their way up highway. Only one player in the site. That's going to be Def, who is just tagged back now by JR. Going to be chipped away by Murder. Does find some good damage. And actually takes him down, putting it back into the 4-on-4, buying time for these rotates to come in. They finally deal with the threat that is Def. And now it's just the 3 remaining players for Prosto to come in and try and mop this up. And it should be the rank underway at Vega. These pistols should be able to get much done. But saying that, Crush able to find himself a frag out with the USP onto JR.
Be careful, we don't really lose too many more players. Already a rifle will fall this round that can't be retrieved. Can't carry out a couple of guns with them. Will be no real reason CTs to back out of this. They're just going to try and hold for some exits, maybe try and get themselves a weapon to play with going into the next round. They will have a buy anyway, but it would be a nice boost to their utility. The position of Kenza could work wonderfully as Chopper has to get out of there. He's so low on HP. Peeking at the last second, Kenza really could do some damage, especially if Chopper is not quite ready, but he will be able to finish him off anyway. Nothing retrieved other than a flashbang picked up by Flarich. And that will be 3-0 in favor of Vega Squadron, but damage done at least.
Yeah, the buy will be coming in out from Prosto as they buy up across the board. Rifles for everyone. Plenty of utility as well. The defuse kit up on Def. JR going to be on his open. Oh, there we go. The body wall bang. Shutting down Smike, wishing him a swift good night, and already the man advantage seized here for Vega. They're just going to go plowing out through mid. They find all the frags into B. The bomb is going to be going down, and Crush and Flaric already into a 2-on-5. No more than 20 seconds into this round.
Crush so close to bringing it into a doable position, but instead, Flaric, the last one left alive. try and find somebody around this area. Of course, his rifle far more valuable to him than the T's. T's, in fact, with a couple of players low, I quite like to see them just keep the remainder alive, make sure they build up extra money into the next couple of rounds. Disappointed for Smike, really, the fact that he gets taken out before any impact can be had. That wallbang is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it has just completely broken this map, especially considering the timing over towards mid can already, based on spawn, favor the T's. Meaning that with that wallbang, you then have to take either an extra jump or just make sure that you're a little bit behind that, 150 timing. And then you're even worse off going into this mid position. So, difficulty for this CT side already. They're going to invest into some pistols. They saved the M4 onto Flarich as well. But T side sitting pretty with plenty of money in the bank.
JR looking to try and do it again this time. No one at peak mid from Prosto. Wonder why that could possibly be is that you don't find the early man advantage this time. 3 players over towards this B bomb site. Smike, Def, and Kenza currently find themselves over here with Mert on the aggression out through mid. There is going to be Chopper waiting in the wings, watching for the aggression out from B. On the A bomb site, however, then 2 players here to kickstart this one. Def rotating in through mid. Actually able to find one out onto Mert. Takes him down on that aggression in through Z. Some advantage going the way of Prosto in towards this round. Flaric and Crush up here on A. I'm going to be wary to Hutch, who's currently converging up from Highway. Is going to suspect Flaric over by Forklift. No is the answer. Into the 3-on-4 we go. Pushing down in towards the B-bomb site. Well, Ken's the first man to fall then within the site. Smite goes down. Now it's all on Flaric and Def, but they have an AK and an M4 between them. It will be a 2-on-3 in the retake. Bomb going to be going down. A solitary flashbang to try and get them into this site, but first off they have to contend with Chopper waiting in the wings. He will spot out Flaric, holds him back, and already this retake going to be called off. Flaric just leaving. Def now probably going to be looking to do the same, saving up the 2 rifles into the next round.
Very good start for Vega. A little bit sketchy at the beginning of this round with the pistol finding a kill, but been falling back to this B site and seemingly getting the opening frags every single time that they need to. However, a buy will be in next round. The saved weaponry will mean that they can even drop AWP towards Smike so he can get extra utility as well. Or he can just purchase it himself. We did see before that he seems to prefer his own skin when they had plenty of money earlier. It will actually be dropped over though. Means they're going to have the best buy they've had by a long margin in this game so far. 5-0 for the Vega Squadron on that T side of the map. It is their map pick, of course. They're going to be feeling very, very confident going forward. But now we get to see whether or not this AWP can have a difference. This time JR isn't going to go for that pick. Instead going to go for the timing shot in middle, but Smoke will deny him. They're not going to be able to do any real damage early on.
Aggression out towards B, going to be shut down by JR. Kenzo desperately peeking on round to try and refrag, and my game crashed, Tom, so it's all I need.
He does get it. He does get it. Chopper will be the one to fall in return, so it's back to a 4 versus 4. He gets tagged down to 50 HP. Looks like we're about to see a counter boost in middle. Crush going to be the culprit. It looks like be on the other side of the map. Going to be waiting. Not going to go over the top. Now, this is quite common. Just plays passively. That Molotov is going to achieve absolutely nothing. In fact, JR is crouched, and, well, we're going to see Mer go down. I think he knows anybody's as close as the AWP over on that T side. They're going to go pushing towards this A side. Now, there's only one player here at the moment. There'll be a quick rotation in, though. This is going to be Crush. He'll take JR out, drop the bomb as well, making things so much more difficult. There's plenty of time, however. 40 seconds still for the T's to play with, but already we'll lose one more, leaving it all onto Cassandra. Looking to try and isolate one of these players. We'll spot onto Kenza. There's a player in main, though, and Crush with a massive round. Triple kill for him. Picking up the AWP, which will mean there's a secondary AWP over on the CT side. Prosto, they've finally got themselves that first round.
Yeah, now the buy coming in for the T side will be one of the last buys they can get if they lose this round. So, you know, in spite of having that 5-round lead, a lot of these last couple of ones haven't been too clean cut. They have been losing players. And, well, this time Mer going to be trying to go aggressive out through mid. Will be held back, takes the peek, and oh, Crush going to go down just as that smoke blooms. Ken's able to equalize out on a JR, but no, Mer out into middle, finds both the frags. Smike up in towards A main, actually going to drop out Hutchie. No one there to trade. Now Vega Squadron turning their attention over here towards B. Ken's going to be the player within the site on that AWP. We've already seen him get one. He wants to try and get a couple more as the push looks to come on in. Already Flaric rotating around. Smike up on A, all on his lonesome. There will be 2 players then to hold back the coming tide of Vega in towards the B bomb site. They spot the player out up in heaven, but Kenza finds the first. Going to drop out B. Going to drop out Chopper, sorry. Looking to try and get more done. All the way up on headshot. They're not entirely sure that he's fully aware. Burning into flames. It is going to be Kashana, but he still finds the shot into the 2-on-2. Both players tagged down relatively low. The bomb hasn't been able to cross, and actually they're going to be doubling back. They might even try boosting up into vents. Kashanda going to be boosting up Mer. He will have to try and clutch this out 1v2. I'm wondering if Kashanda's just going to try and leave the B-bomb site now, or if we are going to see him look to try and stay. And Smike, already suspecting something might be up, could be rotating slowly but surely back up towards A. Merge going to be holding mid, spotted out by Smike, goes for the shot, and Mer counts his blessings. Going to double back, potentially in towards B. I mean, Kashanda's already here. Smike's rotated off, so it would be the right call to make. They spot out Flaric over in CT. They're running out of time. They have to be quick, and Smike's going to be nearby. Never mind, Flaric mops them both up, and a little bit of confusion there. The back and forth between Kashanda and Mer doesn't pan out. And it will be a second round now for Prosto.
5-2. T side with a dwindling economy, but they will be able to buy into this round to an extent. Got 2 AKs, a couple of Tech 9s and the UMP. Not the worst, and can definitely work out on a map like Cash with this aggression, but with full utility, singular AWP, decent buy overall. CT should have no problem quelling this attack, and while Crush, maybe not, it's a rush from Crush, and he's going to go down straight away.
And now looking to make their way out towards the A-bomb site. This risky force could be paying off as Kashanda. Well, he's going to be able to take himself a frag onto the site. Smike's able to find one with this AWP still alive, just ducking and weaving in through the smokes. Hutchie spots him out, does manage to get the kill before being traded out by Def. And it will be a 2-on-3 in the retake. Def and Kenza both making their way in. They're going to be very close by, so plenty of time to work with. Chopper in A main. Bomb going to be planted for him, and Mer just tapping away. Finds the first. Chopper mopping up Kenza and Vega Squadron. They go ahead and answer straight back, get one on the board, and now the economy approach, they're going to be called into question.
Yeah, that's going to be a painful hit for this CT side. Nice execute as well from Vega, just able to isolate so many players, and the aggression from Crush, it screwed them over. It was something that obviously you throw in every once in a while anyway, but there were so many players just running around that corner, and with pistols at the close range, it just gave the advantage to the T's straight away. This time, playing the same sort of strategy again. You're going to use that little boost spot over the smoke. Although this time with the T's on a buy, they're playing far more passively. Also, with that smoke spotted, if they go into A main, it's very predictable where this boost will be coming in. Shroud boost may be employed at some point, although Smike still just waiting around this corner. Flaric's going to take control of this A main spot, setting him up just to allow a strong position and potentially push more people away from this A site with the amount of knowledge they currently have. Kashanda still around this area. So has a bit of support from Hootie as well. But spotting anything yet, and the bomb still edging towards that B site.
Oh, Smite going to be the one to kickstart this. Dropping out Kashana, and actually no trade to come on through. Molotovs and smokes being lined up headed towards the B-bomb site as now the push comes in from mid. Can join at the same time. It is Def in the corner to go ahead and pick one up. No trade just yet. Chopper and Mur, they go ahead and find both the players within B. Now they still have to contest with Crush within the site, who's trying to buy time, just trying to fight to stay alive. Flaric already rotating in up from heaven, going to be putting one of these players down, but in the blink of an eye, Chopper turns it on its head, finds both the frags, gets himself the 3K, and now it's Smike in the 1v2. A nade on the back of Mur would be enough to kill him, but it doesn't matter because Chopper goes ahead and gets the 4K. Vega Squadron back on top as they find themselves with a 7th round now under their belts. They reset the economy of Prosto, and that is going to be a harsh felt economic reset. It would allow Vega now to pick themselves up an 8th round, and if it's clean, start to build up economy once again on that T side.
Small investment. Will mean there's no chance of an AWP. Timing shot again, and Kenta is gone. It may only be the sort of eco round situation, but that has to be so frustrating. Dying within the first 10 seconds of the round. However, this mid presence gained them a kill.
It's just like shooting fish in a barrel to this man, just tapping away on heads. Knocking these guys down. Crush going to be over in Z. Def and Flaric trying to maintain control in the middle. You can see that Crush actually rotating over here towards Heaven, going to be the one to try and find the one plant, but not going to be there in time. Mur finds Def as he looks to pad those stats that much more. Flaric finding it to put him in a grave. We'll be at 2-on-3. They've actually done a nice bit of damage considering how little was invested. Flaric just looks to hold on to the AK at this point. Any damage Crush can do with that USP from CT just going to be a bonus. And it's going to be none. Flaric saves himself the AK. We'll be able to hold on to that into the next round, but they pick themselves up an 8th. They keep 3 players alive. Not as clean as they would have liked, though, so the economy isn't going to start to accrue just yet on this T side.
Flaric actually able to save himself an AK as well, which won't really change whether or not they can get an AWP unless he's going to go for a glass cannon rifle. Doesn't mean he can at least buy a teammate, get them some extra utility, or get himself some extra utility. Does mean that Smike's going to have a full arsenal available and a kit as well, so that's something additional. And also an extra 2 grand, although you don't really want a huge amount of money saved going into a buy round. It can help them in the future with getting an AWP is the option for the team, so makes sense. This round at least, mid-control is their aim. They've really struggled with it so far, and Def to start as well. He'll go down to just 19 HP. It's definitely not the best start. Aid will drop onto Crush, but not do a huge amount of damage. In fact, it now means combined those 2 players are on a lovely little 100. Chandra trying to find somebody through that door. 2 players on this site. Really getting anything in terms of damage as of yet. And running quite low on bullets. Got to be a little bit careful. I'm sure he doesn't need too many to finish off this round, but keep spamming through that door. He may be getting a little bit low. The push, however, A side is where it's coming in.
Yeah, rushing on in through the smokes now. Just no holes barred on this aggression. And for Kashana, that's no issue. Gets himself 2 Crush. Still going to be live over by E-Box. Will be dropped. Actually, Def doing all he can, but Chopper quick to shut him down. And blink of an eye all falls into Kenza, who's going to go down as well. Right now, Vega Squadron looking perfect in these rounds. The pause finally called in from Prosto after losing 4 rounds consecutively, being 7 rounds down. No money left into this round. Curious to see if they do go for the force. It doesn't really make any sense for them to do so. Maybe buying down about $2,000. They could justify maybe picking up something on Smike, something a little bit more substantial than just a pistol, but not going to be too great overall. It should mean Vega will be able to get themselves a 10th on the board before Prosto can even think about getting a decent buy up behind them.
Definitely looking like a dominant force so far. 2 rounds seeming quite a while ago. He's got up a huge amount of money, but they do have enough that they're going to have a buy in the next, no matter what happens in this one. And well, it would have to be something pretty special. We've seen a few Deagle kills, but to be honest, there hasn't even really been a standout player. We're talking about all these people who could have impact. so far it really hasn't been anything too impressive. Def about to be pushed out of the Z connector. Aggression coming out. Chandra, completely clueless, goes down, and that's actually the bomb in the open. That could be interesting for CT side to work with. Def trying to sneak around, be able to surround a couple of these players on the site itself. Looking to try and hold on to this position, but JR, what's he available as well to find himself one. Bomb looking more than retrievable, and one by one we see CT side dismantled. They may now have control of this squeaky position. They've lost the rest of the map.
Yeah, with only Deagles to their names. Smike not even getting that opportunity. It's actually going to be all in Kenza, who does manage to drop JR with a nice swift Deag to the dome. That's going to be the AK retrieved, and he's going to look to run away and save that. The Molotov does miss its mark, and Kenza still making things expensive for Vega here. Goes ahead and gets a second. Chopper going to be holding the angle. Hutchie there. They really want to try and take this AWP out of his hands if they can, but Kenza's not going to let that happen. Gets himself a third. It's all for the save, but my God, has he made it expensive. 3 frags for him as he does manage to hold on to the AWP. Chopper doesn't want to risk forcing that issue anymore. It will be a 10th for Vega, but now they have an AWP into the next round.
Yeah, nice amount of damage done. Not really going to have too much of an impact. There's a small chance they could reset them going into maybe the last round. But other than that, shouldn't be much of a problem. This T side. Double AWP setup will be employed based off that save coming in from Kenza, and it could work out. We've seen him do very well on the secondary AWP previously. Going to go for the early pick over towards this B site where there are quite a few players currently charging in. Smokes going to leave them without any vision at all. We'll actually pull in another player over towards this site. Going to be an early push from this T side, and I think this could catch the CTs off guard.
Yeah, they are going to be just charging on a complete change of pace, and already Def, the first man to go down. Hutchie's up in the vents. On the flank, though, Flarak could do some serious damage. Already going aggressive up through main. They did have Murder be watching the aggression, but now he turns his attention. No, he does actually check it just at the right time. And Flarak going to fall, so they lose that lurk player. Kenzo within the site on this AWP has to try and hold this back. We saw him dominate with it when he tried to hold on to it originally. I mean, Vega not wanting to commit just yet. They might have the 2-man advantage, but they don't want to go heading in towards B. Instead, they're going to double back with the bomb, and that's the right call to make. Only Smike here within the A bomb site. Just going to be fixated on A main. And actually, as the push is about to come through, he turns his attention over towards mid. The timing couldn't be worse here. Kenzo going to drop Akashanda over towards B. JR rotating off through mid, trying to contend with Smike in the site. Going to miss that shot. Actually will fall, and it will be into the 2-on-2. Crush already rotated up towards Truck. Gonna be Molotoving off the angle. JR in the smoke. Lands the headshot somehow against the odds. Takes him down with a quick flick. And now it's all on Kenza. 1v2. Trying to retake this one from Truck. Has an incendiary, has a defuse kit, and is going to have the AWP in hand. We saw him take out 3 in the last round just to carry this AWP forward. Can he now, with that same scavenged AWP, clutch this round out? Gets the first onto Mert. It all falls on the JR. Clash of the Titans, but no. JR will win this one out. Another tense 1v1 clutch coming in from Vega, but it will be an 11th round nonetheless.
No surprise to see the investment come in from CT side. They're able to have a little bit of extra money that will allow for an AWP. Interestingly, it's going to be in the hands of Kenza, so Smike maybe not feeling up to it at this point. Kenza has done some work over towards this B site, and the last couple of rounds have been a display of his AWPing prowess. Going to go for the aggressive push once again, and this time he will find the initial pick. But there's still players to deal with. Boost about to come in once again. Crush doing this before. One of the only rounds that they managed to win was based off this, but Mer is just waiting and takes down both. No boost for you this time. Now already that man advantage swings back. There is this push once again from Flowrich, but last time they were aware. If he gets caught again, going much wider this time in the peak that he's going to take. Does mean that the A site, unfortunately, is completely open. And with the T side in mid at the moment, be surprised if they find this out soon.
Chopper's going to go down a bit towards that B-bomb side, but yeah, I mean, as you said, Vega about to clear out A and no one there. Prosto have to rotate these players up round. Now going to be coming in for the retake. Bomb going to go down. 3-on-3, even odds as we head on into this. They have got a little bit of utility. 2 nades up for Vega as well to try and do the damage. Spike going to be the first man on the scene, peeking on out. Flaret coming in on the lengthy flank. Decides against it, now going to double back through mid. Rejoin the rest of his team. Already Smite going to be going down to Kashanda. No trade in sight as Kashanda up on the boost. Takes a second. Kenzo finds himself with the 1v3. Gets himself one, but then is traded out by Mir. And that is a 12th for Vega Squadron. Fantastic stuff from them. And I mean, I almost feel bad at this point for Kenzo. He's trying so hard to try and say something in the face of adversity, but it just isn't happening. Nothing going his way. A 3k in that round, a 3k a couple of rounds to go, and 2 in the round before last. I mean, just fantastic stuff from him as an individual, but the rest of the team now are the ones that need to step up.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's in a spot where he's having to try and retake with the AWP almost every single time. Not working out. Molotov will do quite a bit of early damage, but the same can be said for the HE thrown onto Crush. T-side with a 12-2 half at the moment, looking to try match what we've seen in the first map earlier, coming out from Tengri. Potential upper bracket matchup is a fairly juicy one after we saw them go 16-14 in the match on Mirage. That could be an exciting one, but this has still got a long, long way to go. This is map number 1, the map pick of Vega. They're on their T side. Interestingly, that would have meant that the choice was down to Prosto where they wanted to go. They chose CT. May not have been the best decision in the world looking in hindsight, but maybe they've got a stellar T side to come. Still, they want to give themselves more of a chance of winning this final round. They've got players up close. Def, he's going to have to move into the crossfire, and it's just so perfect to force him out of position. They've still got 2 players in middle, but they don't have the same range that the AKs have. The UMP severely nerfed. Chopper, wow, he's just destroyed that mid presence. Flaret's now the last one left over on this A site where there's 4 players coming towards him. He'll have to prove his worth in this situation, and he can't. Gets one, and JR waits as Kenza is taken down on the B site. An absolute masterclass from Vega. Trading effectively, taking down their opposition, and now with a pistol, I feel like this is over.
Yeah, I mean, if Vegas wouldn't go ahead and pick up the pistol, then it's all done for Prosto. I mean, that said, moving into the T side, at least you could look at it in the sense that Kenza and Crush, 2 players that have been doing well, can try and, you know, create those opportunities for success. I hate saying that. So you start to sound like a motivational speaker. But, yeah, I mean, because right now...
in yourself.
Yeah, they have the opportunities. They've just got to seize the opportunities, Tom. You know, everyone has opportunities within grasp. It's just realizing your opportunity and setting manageable goals in order to achieve them. But yeah, no, I mean, Vega Squadron, they're going to be with a substantial lead, ridiculously so in Prosto. I mean, needless to say, you're going to be facing a bit of an uphill battle if they do want to force the comeback. The worst thing about this 13-2 scoreline is that if Vega win the pistol, Prosto just have to force buy down every single round from now to the end of the game. And that puts you in a negative state of mind and in a very bad situation. So it is going to be the case that this round is pivotal for Prosto. The aggression into A main early on from a Chopper and the gang. They're going to be doing a lot of damage. Chopper will go down. Kashana trying to trade things back, but it's Hutchie in through Squeaky to drop out Kenza. Now Smike alone, actually able to put it back in a 3-on-3 over towards A main. Crush, meanwhile, going to dispatch of JR over in mid, leaving this on Hutchie and Mir. They're going to go down. Hutchie now 1v3 with the USP in hand, and this round looks like it could go the way of Prosto.
Pirate waiting for this rotation. Will eventually find the kill as well. So pistol round just about saved. Good work from Smike as well. I like the fact that in that sort of first battle, he throws away the bomb just to make sure that if he does go down, there's still going to be a higher chance of retrieving it than if it was left in main. So gets a couple of kills. Investment will come in from Vega. It needs to be conversions from Prosto if they're going to have any chance of staying in this match. JR saving already for that AWP, while the rest of the team will buy down. A couple of Deagles and a couple of CZs. Mid control is going to be the aim of the game. And look at Kassandra's position. He goes straight through. Def, like he's aware, but he's actually going to go pushing past. It means there is a player in the back lines. Cassandra should be able to just sneak in from behind, find himself one. Looking for the second, can't quite connect, but he's got support from Uti as well. Find himself that kill, leaving it into this 2 versus 2, however, with nothing in the hands. JR. No armor to play with. It's all going to be this time. He can't do anything. Smike, again, rectifying this round with a double. A little bit too close for comfort.
Yeah, what I will say, when you look at the scoreline, all the rounds that Vega got, for the most part, came relatively close. I mean, they were never really anywhere, if you remember, there were like 4 or 5 players alive. It's not like this has been an utter domination, even though the scoreline might suggest that. Really, I mean, even when you look at the kills on the scoreboard, both the teams fairly close together. I mean, for a team that's currently 9 rounds behind, you'd expect them to be significantly lacking down on the scoreboard. And that just isn't the case. So Vega do still have to watch out, even though they've been playing phenomenally well. It will just be the rush from Prosto in towards the B-bomb site, charging on in 4 players here. Def watching any aggression in through mid. There are currently 4 players stacked up for Vega in middle. And they're just going to go charging on in, looking to try and come through on the flank. JR actually able to find Smike somehow. Now has a UMP to try and work. With damage done out on a Kenza, but it's Flaric to quickly turn this one around. Gets himself 2. Make that 3 as he finishes off JR at the end. They do go and convert all 3 rounds. That was a necessity, but the victories have to keep coming.
They get their AWP in play. The same can be said for the CTJR. Saving for this weapon for quite a while. Have the UMP still in play to get them an extra little bit of utility, which will be expended early into this round. Smike attempting to find an early pick, even going for the wallbang, but won't find any damage as of yet. As his counterpart JR is actually waiting on the other side. We've seen some aggression in mid as well from Cassandra. As well. Something over towards the safe side, but the T's playing relatively passively so far, just waiting to see if there's any aggression from the CT side. Chopper boosted into the vent. Not going to be able to spot anyone in middle at the moment. Enza making his way forward around this squeaky area. Still doesn't seem any sort of dedication as of yet to a site. But mid control looks like the next battle for the T's.
Yeah, looking to try and contest mid, ready to push on out. Now going to be making their way in. Jean, the first man to go down. He was up close in mid, didn't have anyone there to trade out for him, and it's actually going to leave Mir alone in towards that B-bomb site if it comes down to it. 3 players up here towards A for Vega, and that looks like where Prosto are going to be heading for the time being. Mir peeking out over towards mid. Trying to spot these players out. Now going to rejoin his teammates up here on the A-bomb site. Hoochie doing some serious damage. Finds the first. Still alive and kicking within the site. Mir going to chime in with one more as the bomb is dropped out in A. JR and Hoochie trying to hold this one down. The bomb going to be retrieved by Flaric, but he's now dedicated himself out towards the A-bomb site. Over by Forklift. That AWP shot from Smite going to rattle on by, but does miss its mark. And now it's the 1v3. Hardly any time left, and Chopper will finish him off. A 14th round for Vega Squadron. The economy of Prosto going to be in a very awkward scenario. Flaric and Crush can actually afford to drop over, so they can still get a buy up. But if they lose this, they will be eco into the next round.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Got so little to play with that they can't afford to make any mistakes whatsoever. The double AWP setup over on the CT side, not something we've seen too often, but then again, they have only really played the T side of this map. Aggressive play into A main to take control from Flaric. Same can be said for Kenza into Squeaky, clearing angles, making sure there's no aggression. But the aggression is going to come in a different spot altogether, as we see the push over in mid. Mir here with waiting, in fact not jumping up, which is quite interesting because you can still stay without that sort of headshot angle. when you're actually on the boost itself. He's going to go over, and the timing is just perfect. Def goes down. Molotov onto the bomb as well. So actually, Claret can still retrieve it. But they've taken that man advantage and can look to just fall back over into more passive positions on mid.
Chopper is going to go down in the B-bomb side there. Crush is here trying to hold things back. Kashana's going to be there to trade things, at least. Man advantage returned back in favor of Vega. Still a good spot for Prosto to be in. They have to try and clear out mid. Mir is going to be here. The rotate coming in. A mission have been allowed to get that one frag. Will be Molotov down, but JR there to instantly trade it back, and now it's the 1v3. The second Mir on that low HP goes ahead and mops one up. You know it's going to be bad. Kenza finding himself in the 1 versus 3. Does have 100 HP. The AK, a smoke, and the bomb in hand. The utility could be used to block off Z for the push up through highway. If he does that, though, Hoochie's going to turn his attention down to mid. And actually, his decision to go into this completely dry is going to be the right call to make, as Hoochie's attention actually still turned over towards Squeaky. Not going to be prepared for the player to be pushing out through mid. There's the bomb plant. Beta, Hoochie now he's got the AWP, but there's no time left. And that will be Vega to pick themselves up a 15th round without doing anything at the end there. The AWP saved up as a bit of a silver lining. But even then, they can't afford to buy. It will just be force buying whatever they can up behind the AWP. And that is going to be it for Prosto in this round.
AWP for Smike. Claret with an AK. They have to be the two catalysts in this round. Enzo hoping for some spam through that wall, but there is Smike. He starts things off with a pick onto Chopper. Built 2 AWPs on the other side, so gathering up together could actually work wonderfully in this situation. But Mir gonna find one. It's still only a trade, however. Means that, if anything, this is benefiting the T's hugely as they're able to find weapons, improve thereby. They now have 3 rifles of their own. Lovely positioning from Cassandra will catch off Crush. Leave things back. If anything, I'd still say in the favor of the T's. They don't have head armor, though, which could prove to be costly. Double AWP's going to go peeking in, and, well, there's the first pick out from Hootie as well. Just going to stay passive, waiting while the crossfire attempts to come in, although the shots will be missed, allowing them to cross. He needs to stay alive, and he will, and that's going to be a 16-5 dominating performance from Vega Squadron on the first map. Cash will go their way, and it's going to have to be a straight return coming into Nuke, as the second map is the choice of Prosto.